Welcome to our channel. This is a place to learn English. It is also a place to change your life. Today, we will discuss something vital. It can unlock your entire future. It helps you learn faster and think better. You can also speak with more clarity. This is something most people never achieve. Because they lack this skill, they remain stuck. They feel lost and confused for years. That skill is the power of a focused mind. Focus means you are completely present. Your thoughts are not jumping around. You are not bothered by noise or alerts. Needless worries do not distract you. Focus means you know what is important, and you give it all of your energy. A focused mind helps you work faster. It also helps you live better. Before I share the tips, let me explain. Let me explain why focus is everything. Focus is freedom. You might walk around or use your phone. You go to school or your job, but you feel tired, lost, and stuck inside. That feeling is not freedom. That feeling is mental noise. A focused mind brings you clarity. It gives you direction and peace. You understand what needs to be done. You do not feel confused. You feel like you are in control. Focus is not a restriction. It is a type of freedom. Once you experience it, you will not go back. You will not want a scattered mind again. Let's discuss the real key to success. It is not talent. It is not money. It is certainly not luck. It is focus. Focused people complete their tasks. They give goals their full attention. They say no to things that distract them. They respect their time and their mind. Unfocused people start many things, but they finish none of them. They get lost scrolling on their phones. They feel tired throughout the day. They forget their original purpose. You will slowly lose yourself. This happens if you do not train your focus. Focus is not a special gift. It is a mental muscle. You can train it just like your body. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. But it becomes weak if you neglect it. This lesson is about simple, daily actions. These actions help you build focus. It will become a habit. You must do it daily. Not just when you are motivated. When focus is a habit, success is automatic. You now see why focus is so important. You see how it works and changes you. It changes your brain, your energy, and your life. Now it is time to go deeper. I will give you 7 powerful tips. These tips will build a focused mind. You can start using them today. And yes, they are all easy, clear, and strong. Tip 1. Calm your mind before you start. Let's accept a difficult truth. You cannot focus with a noisy mind. You cannot grow if your brain is racing. You cannot improve if your thoughts are scattered. They are like dust blowing in the wind. This is where most people make a mistake. They believe they need more motivation. They look for more videos or information. But what they truly need is a calm mind. A clear mind is the real key. When your mind is calm, you see clearly. You can think deeply and act with wisdom. This is why it is tip number 1. Without a calm mind, other skills are weak. Imagine that your mind is a whiteboard. If the board is clean, writing is easy. But what if the board is already full of random words, old ideas, and messy marks? How can you write anything new? You simply cannot. This is what happens to your brain. Your thoughts are already crowded. They are full of fear, stress, and regret. So when you try to learn something new, you can't. Your mind has no available space. You feel exhausted and overwhelmed. You feel like you are trying, but nothing seems to be working. This is not your fault. It is the state of your mind. And here is the reality. Focus does not start with more effort, it starts with inner stillness. Let me provide a perfect example. There was a man named Raymond. He had a wonderful idea for a business. He had passion and skill. But he could not concentrate when he worked. His mind would always wander. He would think about his bills or mistakes. He thought about the future. He worried about others doing better than him. He was at his desk, but his mind was not. He got nothing done. Day after day, he felt stuck and angry. He felt lost. One day, his mentor shared some wisdom. Your brain is just like a phone. You keep opening new apps, but you never close the old ones. That is why your battery is always so low. And that was his exact problem. His mind had too many tabs open, too many old thoughts and distractions. His issue was not a lack of time. His issue was not a lack of skill. His issue was mental noise. So what was his solution? He stopped for just 10 minutes each morning. He sat down and closed his eyes. He took 5 deep breaths. He focused on only one thought. What is the one thing that matters now? He did not look at his phone. He did not plan his day. He simply cleared his mental whiteboard. In just a few days, his mind was different. In a few weeks, his work was faster. It was clearer and more powerful. In a few months, his business grew quickly. This was not because he got smarter, it was because he found stillness. Your brain is always listening to you. If you feed it chaos in the morning, it stays chaotic. But if you teach your brain to slow down, it learns. If you show it how to pause before acting, it helps you. It will work with you, not against you. A calm mind is like clear water. You can see right through it. You can move easily through it. A noisy mind is like a powerful storm. You cannot see and you cannot think. You feel completely lost. Before you begin an important job, do this. Sit quietly for just 1 minute. Close your eyes and breathe in slowly. Then breathe out gently. Tell yourself, this moment is important. I am calm and I am here. That is all it takes. This small pause signals your brain. It says, now we can begin. Now we give our full attention. It is like turning off the music in a cinema. You do it before a great film starts. Now your mind is prepared. Now focus becomes possible. You try to concentrate, but your thoughts wander. You try to improve, but your feelings get in the way. You try to work hard, but you feel an inner block. It feels like something is resisting you, but you are fighting your own thoughts. And that is why you feel burned out. That is why you eventually give up. You ask, why can I not stay focused? If your mind is not peaceful, your life feels loud. You will not enjoy your own progress. You will not feel proud of what you do. You will not be able to grow. Not because you are unable, but because your mind is preventing you. But everything changes with calmness. You start to feel in control again. You feel your energy returning. You start enjoying the moment. You are not just rushing through it. A calm mind is a focused mind, and a focused mind can achieve anything. Tip 2. Focus on the present moment. Most people do not live in the present. They live in the past. They think about their mistakes and regrets. Or they get lost in the future. They worry about things that have not happened. But here is a fundamental truth. You can only change your life in one place. That place is the present moment, not in your memories or future plans, not in your daydreams. only here, only now. That is why staying present is a superpower. It is not just a soft skill. You try to work, but your mind interrupts. What if I fail? What will others think? Your body is in one place, but your brain is everywhere else. This is why you feel exhausted. Even after doing very little, your attention is running without direction. But when you are truly in the moment, you feel calm. You feel powerful and awake. You hear every sound more clearly. You feel every movement with more depth. You start to see your life. You are not just thinking about it. And that is when you can focus. That is when real learning starts. That is when your future is created. Because you are inside the only moment that exists. Let's think about a race car driver. Imagine this driver is going 300 kilometers per hour. What if he thinks about his last race? Or about the audience? Or what might happen later? He would crash. At that speed, survival requires 100% presence. 1 second of distraction leads to destruction. Now listen carefully. You may not drive a race car, but your life is also moving very fast. If your mind is not on what is ahead, you will crash. Maybe not in a car, but in other ways. Emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That is why returning to the present is not optional. It is absolutely urgent. Being present does not mean you ignore the past. It means you give your full attention to now. It means when you eat, you are just eating. When you talk, you are really listening. When you work, you are completely focused. When you rest, you are not scrolling. You are not half here and half elsewhere. You are whole. And that is when you find peace. That is when you feel truly alive. When your brain is in the past, it feels regretful. When it is in the future, it feels fearful. But when it is in the present, it feels clear. Science confirms that being present reduces stress. It also improves your focus and happiness. Most importantly, it helps your decisions. Because when your mind is in the now, you see what matters. Here is something you can do daily. When you notice your thoughts are drifting, just pause. Take one deep breath. Feel the air as it enters and leaves your body. Look at what is around you. Touch something that is near you. Ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Can I give this moment my full attention? Doing this for just 10 seconds trains your brain. It teaches it to come back home. When you ignore the present, you miss out on growth. You miss your clarity and your power. You live in guilt or in anxiety. But you never live in the truth. And you waste the only thing you have, this second, this breath, this chance. You keep thinking, someday I will be ready. One day I will be focused. I will start tomorrow. But tomorrow is not real. Only now is real. If you do not train your brain to live in the now, you will miss out. You will be almost living, but never truly awake. When you are fully present, you stop overthinking. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop rushing, and you stop regretting. In that space, your confidence will grow. Your focus will grow. Your energy will grow. You feel lighter but stronger. You do less, but you achieve more. You think less, but you understand better. Because you finally control your attention. And your attention controls everything. You do not need more hours in your day. You need to be more present in the hour you have. Tip 3. Remove distractions before you start. You cannot win a game if you are always pulled away. You sit down with good intentions. You tell yourself, today I will focus. Today I will work hard. But just 5 minutes later, you hear a noise. Your phone screen lights up. You receive a message. You check it for just a second. Then another notification comes. Before you realize it, 40 minutes have passed. You are tired and unfocused. You forgot what you were doing. What just happened? It was not laziness or a lack of motivation. It was one simple but powerful enemy. That enemy is distraction. You do not need more focus. You need fewer interruptions. That is the actual secret. Most people think they failed due to discipline. But the truth is, their life makes focus impossible. The phone is always nearby. The notifications are constant. The environment is too loud. The brain is completely overloaded. They are trying to run fast, but they are holding 1,000 ropes. Those ropes are pulling them backward. If you want to go deep and truly focus, cut the ropes. You must remove all distractions first. Imagine a chef in a top-quality kitchen. He is making a beautiful meal. It requires timing, focus, and precision. Now imagine someone interrupts him every 2 minutes. Then his phone starts to ring. Then loud music begins to play. Then a delivery person arrives. What happens to the beautiful meal? It is completely ruined. Not because the chef is unskilled, but because the environment was wrong. Now, pause and think. You are that chef, and the meal you are making is your dream. It is your goal, your focus. If you fail to protect your environment, you will fail. Even the best plans will not succeed. You might think it is just one quick message. I will get right back to work. But science shows something different. It takes your brain 20 to 25 minutes to refocus. This is after each distraction. Yes, even a tiny distraction costs you. It costs nearly half an hour of clear thought. Imagine the mental power you lose daily from notifications, noise, and random scrolling. Your brain gets tired, not from hard work, but from a lack of silence. Successful people do not wait for motivation. They do not depend on willpower. They design their space to help them focus. They prepare before they start. Here is what that looks like. They turn off all notifications. They put their phone somewhere else. They close all extra tabs on their computer. They tell people, I need 1 hour alone. They find quiet and clean spaces to work. They do not let the world steal their attention. They protect it like it is gold. And that is why they get better results. They do it with less stress. They are not multitasking. They are engaged in deep work. Before you start an important task, ask this. What will distract me in the next 30 minutes? Can I get rid of it before it begins? Then you must take action. Silence your phone or move it. Use a notebook for random thoughts. Deal with them later. Use headphones or find a quiet place. Let others know you are not available. Create a small focus area. Even a quiet corner is enough. This is how you prepare your mind. This is how you build lasting concentration. If you skip this step, you will feel stuck. You will work hard, but make no progress. You will switch between tasks, but you will finish nothing. You will feel anxious and tired, but you will not understand why. Then you will blame yourself for it. You will say, why can't I focus? But the truth is that you could. You just did not close the door first. You let all the noise in with you. When you work in a quiet space, things change. When your phone is not in reach, when you give your brain one single job, something amazing will happen. Your thoughts get much clearer, your energy lasts a lot longer, you begin to enjoy the task. You enter a state of flow. Time seems to disappear. You are fully inside the moment. That is where real work gets done. That is where real growth starts. That is where your mind is a weapon. But you must remove the enemy first, and that enemy is called distraction. Do not just hope to focus. Prepare to focus. Protect your mind from all interruptions. Tip 4. Break learning into small parts. Most people fail for a simple reason. Not because they are not smart or hardworking, but because they try to do too much. They see a huge goal. They want to jump to the very end. They want to skip all the steps. They want instant success. They want to go from 0 to 100 fast. But life does not work that way. Growth does not work that way. The brain does not work that way. Imagine a person who wants to be strong. He goes to the gym on the first day. Instead of lifting 2 kilograms, he tries to lift 100. He fails, gets hurt, and feels embarrassed. He never goes back to the gym. Why? Because he wanted to win too soon. He wanted the reward without the work. He did not understand a simple truth. You do not get strong by lifting heavy things once. You get strong by lifting small things often. This is how every powerful person succeeds. They do not do it all in one day. They take one step, then another. One brick, one breath, one lesson at a time, until one day they look back. They realize they have become what they wanted. This is not because of luck. It is because they respected the process. When you try to learn it all at once, you burn out. When you do everything at once, you get confused. When you climb a mountain in one day, you fall. But when you break things down, it changes. When you divide your goal into small parts, it works. Suddenly, anything is possible. Think of a giant wall. Now, imagine you must build it. You feel panic. I cannot build a wall. It is too big. But then someone says, forget the wall. Just lay one brick today. Just one perfect brick. And you do it. The next day, you lay another brick. Day after day, just one brick. And soon, the wall is finished. And you built it. That is how success is created. Not by giant jumps, but by small daily actions. Your brain loves small, simple tasks. Your body loves small routines. Your mind grows faster without pressure. That is why this tip is so powerful. Break your goals into small pieces. Do them consistently, and you will win. Your brain works best with one thing at a time. It needs clarity and structure. It needs to feel like it has finished something. Every time you complete a small task, you get a reward. Your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. It is the brain's way of saying, good job. And that small feeling gives you more energy. It builds your momentum and self-respect. It builds a strong belief in yourself. And those small victories become your new normal. If you break your goals down, you will not feel overwhelmed. Because when things are small, you feel powerful. When things are manageable, you stay consistent. And when you are consistent, you are unstoppable. So if you feel lost or stuck, do not ask this. How do I finish everything? Instead, ask, what small piece can I do today? Forget the whole mountain. Just find your next step. Forget the masterpiece. Start with one simple line. Forget the long journey. Take one strong step, and then another. This tip is not just for learning. It is for your entire life. Want to change your body? Start with one healthy meal. Want to fix a relationship? Start with one honest talk. Want to change a habit? Start with one tiny change. Want to build confidence? Do one thing that scares you. Tip 5. Focus on one goal until you finish. Let's be honest with ourselves. We all start new things. We get excited about new ideas. We make plans and feel motivated. But that motivation only lasts a few days. How many things have you started but not finished? How many times have you said this? I will do this and that. I will start tomorrow. I will try it all at once. And in the end, nothing is done. This is a hidden problem of modern life. We start everything, but we finish nothing. The reason for this is simple. We do not focus on one goal until it is complete. Your mind is like a single spotlight. If you aim it at one thing, it is powerful. If you aim it at 10 things, it becomes weak. That is what happens when you have too many goals. You try to do 5 things at once. One day this, the next day that. Then you leave it and start something new. Soon you have 5 unfinished projects. You have 0 results. You have 100 reasons to feel tired. It is not because you are lazy. It is because your focus is divided. Imagine a person digging for water. He starts digging in one place. After 5 feet, he stops. No water. He moves to another spot. He digs 5 more feet, but still nothing. He moves again and again. He digs 10 holes, each 5 feet deep. Still, he finds no water. Why? Because the water was 30 feet down. He never stayed in one place long enough. Now imagine another person. He just keeps digging one hole, 3 feet every day in the same place. After 10 days, he finds the water. Not because he worked harder, but because he worked smarter. He focused on one goal until it was done. Your brain needs a sense of closure. When you finish something, you feel good. Your brain rewards you with energy. But when you leave tasks unfinished, your brain stays open. It is like a computer with 50 open tabs. You feel slow, heavy, and tired. That is why unfinished tasks create stress, even if you are not thinking about them. So if you want peace and real growth, finish your tasks. You must finish what you begin. Next time you get excited about something new, ask this: have I finished what I started yesterday? Is my energy focused on one place? Will this new thing distract me from my main goal? Then, create a simple rule for yourself. One goal at a time. I will not move on until this is done. Stick to that rule, no matter what, no matter how boring or slow it feels, no matter how tempting other things are. Because finishing one thing is powerful. It is better than starting 10 things. You become more respected. You become more confident in yourself. You stop doubting your own abilities. You get real results. You actually enjoy your own progress. Most importantly, you learn to trust yourself again. Because now, when you say you will do something, you mean it. It is not just a wish, it is a mission. The world is full of people who start, but the winners are the ones who finish. Be a finisher. Be the one who sticks with it. Be the one who says, I did what I promised. Your focus is your true superpower. Do not waste it by jumping around. Choose your goal, commit to it, and stay with it. Stay until the job is complete. Tip 6. Try to understand, not just memorize. Memorizing helps you remember for a day. Understanding helps you remember for a life. Most people are taught to memorize. They repeat things over and over. They try to store words and facts, but they do not know what they mean. It works for a few hours or a few days, but then they forget everything. They get frustrated and think they have a problem. But memorizing without knowing is like writing on water. The words just disappear. That is why this tip is so important. It is for a stronger brain and a smarter life. It is for long-term growth. Do not just remember what something is. Understand why it is important. People memorize because it feels faster, or because they were told it is the way to succeed. But in the real world, no one wins by repeating facts. The winners are the ones who see the meaning. Memorization is like building a paper house. It looks fine for a little while, but it breaks easily under pressure. Understanding is like building with bricks. It takes more time, but it is strong forever. Imagine you are learning to cook a new meal. You get the recipe, and you read it. You follow every step like a robot. But you never ask, why? Why does this ingredient go here? What if I cook it for longer? What is the purpose of each step? You just follow the instructions. And if something goes wrong, you panic. You cannot fix it or change it. Now imagine someone else. They learn the steps and the reasons. They understand how heat changes flavor. They know which ingredients work together. They know what to do if things change. That person is a real chef, not just a person who follows recipes. The difference is that one memorized, the other one understood. When you memorize, the info stays in short-term memory. That is like writing with chalk on a sidewalk, a little rain, and it is all gone. But when you understand, your brain builds connections. It links new knowledge to old knowledge. It creates meaning, and your brain loves meaning. This moves info to your long-term memory. It becomes easy to remember, even years later. Ask yourself these questions. Can I explain this with my own words? Can I teach this to another person? Do I know why this is important? If you can say yes, you have understood it. If not, you are just repeating words. Understanding gives you power. Memorizing gives you pressure. Ask yourself questions while you learn. Slow down and think about the real meaning. Connect new ideas to something you know. Use stories or examples to make it real. Try to explain it out loud. This makes dead information become living knowledge. If you keep memorizing, you will keep forgetting. You will keep feeling stuck and confused. You will keep losing your confidence. You might say, I studied a lot, but I do not get it. I practiced, but I forget it the next day. It is not your fault. It is your method. You are not stupid. You are just copying instead of connecting. When you understand, you own the knowledge. When you memorize, you just borrow it. And it is taken away very quickly. So if you want to grow and focus better, slow down, ask questions, and search for meaning. Go deep. Do not just be a person who passes tests. Be a person who understands life. Tip 7. Practice regularly. You have learned about calming your mind. You learned about being present and removing distractions. You learned about finishing what you start. But now comes the final truth. The truth that separates dreamers from doers. If you want real focus and success, you must practice. You must practice every single day. Not sometimes, not only when you feel like it. Every single day. Let me tell you something simple and honest. Your brain is not a machine. It is a muscle. And like any muscle, it needs repetition. You cannot expect to focus deeply. Not if you only practice sometimes. You cannot build anything great with random work. What you do consistently shapes you. It shapes your focus, confidence, and your future. Think of a musician. He does not become great by playing for 10 hours once. He becomes great by playing 30 minutes daily. Over years, his fingers learn the instrument. His brain learns the patterns. His body and mind work together. It does not happen in one night. It happens because he shows up every day. Each time you practice, you send your brain a message. This is important. I am serious. And your brain listens to you. Even 15 minutes of practice helps. Your focus gets sharper. Distractions become weaker. Your thinking gets faster. Your habits start to change. That is the magic of regular practice. You build momentum, and momentum is power. What happens if you do not practice? You forget everything you learned. You lose all of your motivation. Your mind becomes lazy. You start to blame yourself again. You feel stuck. Not because you are not able, but because you were not consistent. Motivation gets you started, but daily practice is what gets you finished. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait to feel motivated. Do not wait until it feels easy. Just start. Even 10 minutes a day is powerful. If you do it with total focus, make a small commitment. Same time, same place, one clear task. One goal at a time, with no distractions. Make it so small that you cannot refuse. Because small daily actions become huge power over time. Your focus will get longer. Your brain will enter a flow state more easily. You will feel proud of yourself. You will feel more in control. You will stop needing motivation. Your habit will take over. You do not rise to your dreams. You fall to the level of your daily habits. So if you want a focused mind and a powerful life, do this. Do not try to be perfect. Do not try to do everything at once. Just practice. Just show up. Just repeat. Day by day, your mind will be stronger than you imagined. That is the final, life-changing truth of Tip 7. Practice regularly. And with this, your journey to deep focus can begin. You have reached the end of this video, and that means something very powerful. You are serious about changing your mind. You are not like most people. You did not quit. You stayed. You learned and you grew. Now, I will ask you one thing. If this video gave you a moment of clarity, please act. If it gave you one truth you will use, please act. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on the bell. Share this video with someone who needs it. Because this channel is about awakening your power, one video at a time. And we are only just beginning. I will see you in the next one.